Healing remedies in nature. In our sanitariums, we advocate the use of simple remedies. We discourage the use of drugs, for they poison the current of the blood. In these institutions, sensible instructions should be given: how to eat, how to drink, how to dress, and how to live, so that the health may be preserved. Selected Messages, Book 2, 280. There are many ways of practicing the healing art, but there is only one way that heaven approves. God's remedies are the simple agencies of nature that will not tax or debilitate the system through their powerful properties. Pure air and water, cleanliness, a proper diet, purity of life, and a firm trust in God are remedies for the want of which thousands are dying. Counsels on Diet and Foods, 301. The idea which you hold that no remedies should be used for the sick is an error. God does not heal the sick without the aid of the means of healing which lie within the reach of man, or when men refuse to be benefited by the simple remedies that God has provided in pure air and water. Selected Messages, Book 2, 286. To make plain natural law and urge the obedience of it is the work that accompanies the third angel's message to prepare a people for the coming of the Lord. Counsels on Diet and Foods, 69. Fresh air. Man cannot live without breathing. The clean air around us is one of the richest blessings we can enjoy. Fresh air is more important to a patient than food. We can survive for a few weeks without eating food, we can live a few days without drinking water, but we cannot live a few minutes without air. Even if the supply of oxygen to the brain cells is cut off for only 5 minutes, irrecoverable damage will occur. The brain applies an electric current that properly affects all the functions of the human body. Although breathing is still in progress, and the heartbeat continues for some time, when the brain current is cut off, it becomes impossible to revive. Fresh air, along with many other elements, plays a very important role in producing the electric current in the human body. Furthermore, oxygen in the air provides energy by binding to glucose from our food. The red blood cells strengthen the role of white blood cells by supplying oxygen and various nutrients. No matter how many white blood cells increase in the body and try to defeat the enemy, if the supply of oxygen and nutrients are cut off, there is no way disease can be prevented. The reason people get sick is that the white blood cells are weak. This happens when red blood cells are unable to properly oxygenate the white blood cells. The polluted air found in cities cause people to be deficient in oxygen. Oxygen found in fresh air acts as a weapon for the white blood cells. One of the causes of various cancers is chronic oxygen deficiency in the cell tissues. When red blood cells fail to deliver pure oxygen to the cell tissues, it can cause the weakening of the white blood cells, which in turn causes disease. The deficiency of oxygen in the cell tissues weakens the immune system. Complete health depends on clean blood circulating throughout the entire body. In order to have good health, we must have good blood, for the blood is the current of life. It repairs waste and nourishes the body. When supplied with the proper food elements, and when cleansed and vitalized by contact with pure air, it carries life and vigor to every part of the system. The more perfect the circulation, the better will this work be accomplished. In order to have good blood, we must breathe well. Full, deep inspirations of pure air, which fill the lungs with oxygen, purify the blood. They impart to it a bright color and send it, a life-giving current, to every part of the body. A good respiration soothes the nerves, it stimulates the appetite, and renders digestion more perfect, and it induces sound, refreshing sleep. The Ministry of Healing, 271, 272. To live in close, ill-ventilated rooms, where the air is dead and vitiated, weakens the entire system. It becomes peculiarly sensitive to the influence of cold, and a slight exposure induces disease. They breathe the same air over and over until it becomes laden with poisonous matter, thrown off through the lungs and pores, and impurities are thus conveyed back to the blood. The Ministry of Healing, 274. Humans must practice 2 types of breathing. Just as physical breathing is important to the body, spiritual breathing is also vitally important. The Lord's Word, which says, "Pray without ceasing," 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 17, reveals that man's true needs are met by God. Just as we breathe air continuously, we must not let go of holding on to God's power for even a moment.